Hey guys, welcome in this new video. I hope that all of you are doing great. So markets were very volatile today. So here is a market update. We will look at the S&P, the dollar index, Bitcoin, gold, and oil as well. So I will go through some of the main markets that most people look at. I will share with you guys my analysis, what I'm looking at currently right now. So this is a following up video with the last one that I made. So in the last video, I shared with you guys my view of the stock market. So in this video, I'm going to, well, number one, update you guys with my current view right now. And also I'll share with you guys my view on other markets. So this will be a very interesting video, very valuable as well. I'm going to try to go as fast as possible so you guys get all the information needed in the shortest amount of time. So let's begin. Just before that we start, as always, guys, please just leave a like under the video. It just helps the channel get more views, and it helps push the videos by the algorithm YouTube. I would just really appreciate that. And as always, well, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if it's not already done. I would really appreciate it. All right, so let's begin. Stock market, right here we have the S&P. So in the last video, this is the analysis that I showed you guys. So all the lines are pretty much the same. And as you guys can see today, we got a pretty nice push to the upside, breaking above this little trend line that we have right here. So what I'm suspecting here to see on the market is a pattern that is actually forming and that we might get the breakout right here. Now, the question is, are we going to get the breakout right now, or is it going to come later? Well, for that, we don't really know, and we will need to wait and see how things develop. So is this possible that we get the breakout right here? Yes, that is definitely possible. If not, if we are not able to break through this high right there, then there is always the possibility of a bigger correction around these levels. And then if we get this bigger correction, the levels to watch will be that if this price comes back down and break this little trend line that I have right here, then it might come down all the way to retest this level, which would be at the same time the retest of this trend line that we have right here, and also probably the retest of the 50 and the 100 moving average. So if this comes back lower, this will be a big area to watch. And if this gives up as well, then we might get a much deeper pullback. If not, we could get the breakout from here, or we could get, well, as I said, one more low here, and then we could get the breakout from there, or a bigger correction. So overall, that is what I'm looking at on the S&P right now and the stock market. We could look at the Dow Jones or the Nasdaq and things like that, but it's all pretty much the same thing. If we move on, right here we have the dollar index. So as you guys can see, the dollar index has not been doing much since really September and even August, we could say. So it has been making a correction. Now this correction might eventually break, and this break could happen, well, fairly soon if the pattern that I'm looking at actually confirms itself. So here, as you guys can see, I have a trend line. And then we could also put this one there, which would show us the pattern that I am looking at. And this is the low of the pattern. So if dollar index is able to break through this low, then I think that this could be a potential confirmation for further downside in the USD. If we are not able to break through this low, and if eventually we get a strong push to the upside, then there is a possibility that this comes back all the way to retest the trend line that we have right here, or maybe even retesting this high right there. So it is really an important moment for the dollar index right now. It has to make a decision. So are we breaking lower right now, and are we going to get more downside after that, or are we going back up to make a bigger correction? Okay, next on the list we have Bitcoin. A lot of people are talking about Bitcoin right now. It's absolutely rocketing to the upside, not just Bitcoin but also other cryptocurrencies. It's very close to all-time high, as you guys can see. So first of all, can we eventually break through these all-time highs right there? Yes, that is definitely a possibility that we could see happening in the future. Now, as you guys can see, we have a nice uptrend on Bitcoin, and I would say that as long as we remain in this uptrend, well, to me, I have to stay bullish on Bitcoin, and I have to think that it can continue going up. If eventually we get a strong reversal and we start to make new lower lows on the daily or on the weekly chart, then this is where I would change my mind. But as long as we remain within this uptrend that you guys can see here, I am still bullish. Now, that doesn't mean that it's going to continue going up like this forever. At some point, we might get a bigger correction. We could get it at any moment. We could get a bigger correction from here. We might break new all-time high, then make a bigger correction, or it might continue going up for quite some time, you know, and maybe reach higher levels before that we get a bigger pullback. But at some point, we will get a bigger correction. So that's really important to keep in mind. It's not always going to go up so strong like this forever. We will get a bigger pullback one day. And so you have to be prepared mentally, and you also have to take this in consideration when you place your trade and where you calculate your risk and things like that. Now, I'm not going to explain how to trade Bitcoin in this video. That's not really the point, but you guys get the idea, right? So we're very close to all-time high. A bigger pullback might happen at any time in the future, but as I said before, if we keep it really simple, if we maintain this uptrend that we have right here, well, I have to stay bullish on Bitcoin, and to me the chart still looks good. It might even provide us a breakout at some point in the future. Okay, we are now on gold on the daily chart. As you guys can see, a lot of movement as well. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you saw part of my analysis on gold. I was looking at this 1850 level, and I said that if this level breaks, we will likely reach 1800 very fast. And as you guys can see, that is exactly what we got. We broke this level yesterday, and even today we are already back at 1800. This is a very important level because, as you guys can see, first of all, we have the 200 moving average, which has been really interesting. You know, if we study history, especially on gold, gold tends to respect this moving average quite often. So I think that it is something interesting to look at. And also, if we zoom out a bit, we will see that 1800 was actually a very important level back in 2011. So as you guys can see, this is where the price basically was not able to break above, and then it started to go back down really aggressively. So we have a specific pattern here in play, and sometimes these levels with big patterns inside of them can be useful well in the future, just like it might be right now. So this is a big level for gold. We will see if it is able to hold or break. If it holds, then I think it might go back up, because overall, for the moment, this still looks like just a correction. I would not say that the market is turning around just as yet. It doesn't mean that it's impossible. It just means that for the moment, to me, all of this still looks like just a correction, and we could still get more upside at some point in the future. Now, if this level is not able to hold, and if we break through, then we could either, well, get a bigger correction, so a deeper pullback, or, well, who knows, the market might be turning. I personally don't think that the market is turning. I'm pretty bullish, I would say, on gold over the medium to long term, simply because of all the fundamentals that are behind this price action. So that is my view, right? So it's not a financial advice. It's not any tips or whatever, right? Don't take that for granted. I'm just sharing with you guys what I believe in. But I think that gold can have more room to the upside, and so because of mainly the fundamentals. So that is the reason why I think that this is a correction, and why I think we might get more upside. So this is a big level to watch. So if gold is able to go back up from here, start to make new highs, and go back into an uptrend, this would be very good for the chart. If not, if we break this level, then expect a bigger pullback. Okay, last market for today, we have oil. So as you guys can see, oil at the beginning of the year went down to zero, and even further than that on the futures chart, it actually went down to minus 40 something dollar. So insane move on the oil market. Then we got this recovery, and really since the beginning of June, the price has not done much, right? We just have been going up around these levels, and as you guys can see today, it was finally able to break above this level right there. And I am actually long on oil right now. So I have a trade, a buy order at 42. So when we broke above this level here, I decided to go long on oil because I was expecting this breakout. And as you guys can see, this breakout did actually come. So this trade is running in pretty nice profit. And I'm pretty, confident that now that we have this breakout, we might go back into an uptrend, and price, well, might be able to go back up over the medium to long term. So oil right now looks really interesting, very strong breakout, good momentum there as well. So if this breakout is able to hold, then this is where we might start to see higher price in the future, as I said. So this was basically the market update. So I went through 5 markets that a lot of you guys are probably watching. I shared with you my view and what I was expecting there. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, as I said, don't hesitate to leave a like under it, share the video as well. I would really appreciate that. And yeah, so on that, take care, trade with care, manage your money well, and I will see you in my next video. Bye bye.